stack the money, make it multiply. Yellow, white, gold, can't decide.
That's a bet. This is make up.
I got two of them. I had Toronto Raptors edition and Lakers.
Damn. Hell yeah. I'm gonna give LeBron a sign.
I got 13 for the Lakers. I can't bet them. I never won.
I was about to say, yeah, I thought you were at 12.
Yeah.
That's a bet. Well, whenever they send you some size 13s, you should just holler at your boy. Holla at your boy.
I think about that. I told, whoa, perfect court. Go ahead, perfect court.
Already recorded. It's recorded. All right, we gonna go ahead and get into it. What's up, everybody? I'm Bobbie Champion.
Hold on, wait. Hold on, Bobbie. No, this ain't right. You know what? Hot stands starting to be talking. Go ahead, Skip. Go ahead.
What's up, everybody? It's Facts Over Feelings, episode 9, season 2. I'm Bobbie Champion.
I'm Chris Staples.
Hey, man, we're going to get right into it. So, Chris been calling me the past 2-3 days talking about the Utah Jazz. And tonight, they just played the Lakers. They blew them out. I had to turn the game off. I don't even know if the game is actually over or not. But I just 30. I lost a bet to Chris. He gave me plus 15. And I still lost, so I owe this man dinner. So, I mean, I'm just gonna let you go ahead. Take the floor, man. What do you want to talk about? The Jazz or the Lakers? Who do you want to give kudos to? Let's start off like this. Are the Jazz a real contender for the championship this season?
Great question, Bobbie. And let me start off by saying absolutely. And which I was trying to let you know earlier is that the thing about the Utah Jazz, they lost last year to a amazing Jamal Murray. And when he gets hot, he's the hottest player in the league when he's hot. They lost to that guy who was just on some crazy tear. But they were a good team. It took an amazing performance for someone like him and Jokic to win, for them to go past Jokic, for them to go past the Utah Jazz in the playoffs. But the Utah Jazz have been together for a few years now to where they've figured it out. They figure out their weaknesses and their strengths. I don't see Denver beating Utah like they beat them last year if they were come down to a playoff series. And I feel like a lot of teams made mistakes. I look at Denver, they made mistakes by getting rid of Jeremy Grant. Should have never let him go. But I understand he wanted to get paid, and which was well deserved. Lakers, they let go of 2 big men. Not a good idea when you have a fragile Anthony Davis. And so now I look at Utah like, hey, they're a well-oiled machine. They've been together, and they didn't get rid of they got rid of Jay Crowder. But, you know, they got shooters on their team. They got a lot of shooters on their team. So I feel like they are legit contenders. You saw it today. They swing the rock. They shoot a lot of three-pointers. They have great rebounder. I mean, what else do you need?
Are you done?
There you go.
Done? All right, man.
Let me take a bite of this chip.
You want to know?
I'm ready to hear your excuse.
You know who the Jazz remind me of? I'm going to tell you exactly who the Jazz remind me of. They remind me of the Houston Rockets, right? They have one star. They have one star. They have another center. That's good. The Houston Rockets when they had Clint Capella, to be exact. That's who they remind me of. The basis of their offense comes from one person. That's Donovan Mitchell. Yeah, they pass the ball around, they swing it. But at the end of the day, once you lock in on him and you close out on the shooters, because they don't have a whole bunch of guys that's just about to kill you and give 25 a game. They don't have that.
What are you talking about?
Tell me who in the playoffs would I be worried about giving me 25? Jordan Clarkson?
Yeah.
No.
Clarkson will give you buckets. Joe Ingles, Mike Conley, they have players.
Maybe. It's a reason Mike
Conley can't go off. Mike Conley can go off.
It's a reason he ain't with the Grizzlies no more. It's a reason he ain't make the All-Star.
I'm glad he ain't with the Grizzlies no more. Grizzlies ain't going to the playoffs.
It's a reason. That's why they got 2 All-Stars this year. Who made their All-Stars? Who? Donovan Mitchell.
Okay, come on. I mean,
period.
But at the same time, we know Mike Conley probably been snubbed a few times as an All-Star.
Yeah, and he got snubbed again. You know why? Because he's not Did he not playing at all-star level?
But they may not need that. They got players that can get the thing that makes Utah so good. They got players who can get their own bucket.
When playoffs come around, Chris, you're gonna need that. Okay. The fact of the matter is, listen, in today's NBA, to be a real contender, you need at least 2 to 3 superstars to win. They don't have 2 to 3 superstars, and they're not the Detroit Pistons. So don't act like Rudy Gobert's Ben Wallace. Not OJ Mayo, but Conley is not Chauncey Billups. And Donovan Mitchell ain't Richard Hamilton. They are not a real contender. This whole first seed, okay, it's cool. They're on the street. I told you
they're a team that's been together. That's the thing.
They're going to be easy to stop. I'm going to tell you why. Because this is their offense. They dribble into the paint, right? They take mainly all threes. They don't really take any mid-range jumpers, or they shoot layups. They go layups or threes. Once they stop that and expose it, just like how they got exposed last year, or all the other teams that try that same silly thing, is going to get broken down. And you're going to see when the playoffs come around.
I love their offense. Let me tell you why. You're right. You are right. You called it out. They go to the paint, they drive, they get the layup, or they get the three-pointer. And it's not like the Houston Rockets. It's not dribble, wait for James Harden to figure it out, then he swing it over. No, they drive to the paint. They're throwing to a guy who's 7'1", 7'2", and he's dunking the ball. It's a simple offense. You either going to defend Gobert or you're going to 100% dunk, or I'm going to swing it out to my three-point shooter who is a very good knockdown shooter.
What's going to happen? When Donovan Mitchell doesn't have the ball and they run that pick and roll with Rudy Gobert, the big man is going to stay with Rudy Gobert, and other guys going to stay with whoever is running this pick and roll, and we're going to take our chances and we're going to let them beat off.
You got to stop Donovan Mitchell first. You got to stop that. And has he been stopped? Has he even been stopped? And the crazy thing is today, Donovan Mitchell had a bad game. He only had like 14 points.
This is the regular season. Let's not forget, this is the same Utah Jazz that LaMelo scored his career high on, right? Is this the same Utah Jazz? Is that the same one? Didn't they
might worry about LaMelo.
So don't talk to me about
important games. These important games. Nobody worry about LaMelo in the East.
Not important games. Oh, okay. It's important we playing LeBron without AD. That's important.
Very important.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because we know LeBron right now. We know LeBron trying to win. He ain't trying to go. Because right now, only thing that's happening right now is AD's value. Dang, they 1-5 without AD.
It's not even about the Lakers. This is about the Jazz. Don't talk about the Lakers. We're not on that topic. We talking about the Jazz.
They number one in the West for a reason.
Okay, the teams that be number one
in the NBA.
Win the championship. They don't be winning.
You be talking completely different if it was the Lakers. Look at the Lakers. They're number one. Give Jazz their credit. They're number one.
Who was number
one? Don't talk about it. Regular season. They're number one.
Who was number one in the West last year?
The Lakers. And you were happy.
Yeah, I was happy because they.
Yeah, but give credit what credit due. They number one.
Who was the number one in the East last year? It was the Bucks, right? What they did.
Right.
Not bounce. They ain't even make it. It's gonna be a similar situation.
All I'm saying is give them their credit. Give them their credit. I told you I gave you the 15 spread. I gave you the 15 spread.
You got that.
I told you that was gonna happen. I told you they shoot a lot of threes.
I'm going to say this. They have not faced any adversity yet. They haven't had any major injuries or anything like that. They haven't had. Right now, everything is going perfect. It's all Skittles and rainbows. Let's see when some adversity comes, how they take it.
And the thing about the Jazz, the scary thing about it is that, I mean, God forbid anybody get hurt, but the way they play, they're not doing too much risking of the body. They driving the paint and kicking it. And they got Gobert, he ain't doing nothing crazy. He just catching and dunking it. Alley-oops all day. Like, you watch their offense, it's like the Spurs on steroids.
Bro.
They just swinging the rock.
Oh,
they got more athletic people because they have Donovan Mitchell on the team, and you had Tim Duncan, but all Rudy Gobert does is dunk the ball, and he blocks everybody.
All right, listen, everybody. See, I tried to save Chris. He hadn't compared them to the Spurs. He called me on FaceTime talking about comparing them.
I told you.
And I said, listen, please, I want you to say.
Is the game over yet? The game over.
Okay.
He's down 30. I told you it's going to get bad. LeBron didn't even play the fourth.
Tim Duncan was a Hall of Famer. Tony Parker's a Hall of Famer. Manu Ginobili was a Hall of Famer. Like, which Spurs are you talking about? The Duncan, right? Like, tell me which Spurs are they? Would you compare?
As far as having foreign players, they swing the rock, they play basketball the correct way. That's all I'm saying. Oh, that's what it is, Bobby. Hey, don't get mad. I can't wait to see the Jazz in the playoffs.
Who is Tim Duncan on the Spurs? Tell me. I mean, who's Tim Duncan on the Jazz? Who is that?
Rudy Gobert, what you mean? You gotta be somebody.
All right, y'all. We moving on.
Okay. That was a joke.
Yeah, right. It gotta be. All right, we moving on to the next topic. Okay, so of course the Lakers, it's looking real ugly right now. We got Dennis Schroeder out. Anthony Davis is out. Okay, what do the Lakers need to do in order to maintain, this record right now without Anthony Davis and without Dennis Schroeder?
I think the Lakers should seriously consider going to get a legit big man who can score. I would say someone like LaMarcus Aldridge, somebody who can get the mid range. He can give you buckets. He's not the main player, an off player, and he spreads the floor out. I love Montrezl here. I love his energy and everything, but he doesn't spread the floor because when he gets the ball at 3-point line, that you can pack the paint, and that wears down because you can't make the cuts that you need to make. Marcus Gasol, although he can shoot the three, he's not a threat. I would rather you shoot the three than be just sitting here in the paint at 7 feet tall. So but when you have someone like LaMarcus Aldridge who can catch it free throw line extended and pull up, like LaMarcus Aldridge from mid range is deadly. He's one of the best in the NBA. Him, Serge Ibaka, they're like really stretch fours. And I think that's what you need. You need to spread the floor a little bit, and that way it opens up the paint. So I would legit go for a big man because you're not – I don't know what's going on in Lakers locker room, but I don't know Anthony Davis' status. But you don't want to go down like that by not having a big man. If you watch today's game, it was a lot of rebounds the Jazz were doing. And I just feel like that's what you need to go for.
It's funny because – when the season first started, and we talked about this, I said this last episode, right? Everybody thought the Lakers had the best offseason, but you're right, 100%. Without Dwight Howard, without JaVale McGee, without versatile centers, at least some people could put the ball in the basket and run the floor. I mean, the Lakers are in trouble. And obviously, we don't have Rondo. We have Dennis Schroeder filling in there, but he's not playing. We definitely need to make a move. If LaMarcus Aldridge is the answer, I don't know. I would like somebody a little bit more versatile and that impacts shots more on defense.
All right, cool.
I mean, I definitely like Andre Drummond a lot. He's on the trade block from a money standpoint. I don't know how it's gonna work. I like him. I like Mo Bamba. Like that's another player that I like a lot.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
And I think he's on the market too. So those are two players that I like when I think of somebody off the top. And honestly, I mean, even the Raptors, they have a lot of young pieces that are like tall, slender kind of centers that stretch. You got Boucher over there. You have Ibaka's gone now, but I mean they have a lot of those foreign-born players that can play center and just are versatile,
So you agree they would need to go for a big?
Oh yeah. I think that's what I feel like right now. I mean, we started Marc Gasol today, and it was like Horton Tucker, Kuzma. I mean that's not gonna get it done. Kuzma.
It was a recipe for disaster today.
You said what?
It was a recipe for disaster because even though we have Marc Gasol in the game, he's sitting out there around 3-point line, but he's not shooting three. So it's just like there was no movement on the court.
You remind me of Ilgauskas when he was remember when they were
I like Ilgauskas back then, though.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay.
I'm just saying, Lakers in trouble, bro. Is it time to panic, Bobby? That's a question.
It's not.
Is it time to panic?
Because AD is coming back.
1-5 right now. How much longer? How many more games are they gonna lose?
5-5 without Anthony Davis, so they're 500. It doesn't matter what seed they are, because they're still, I want to say, in second place. They're definitely not lower than third. As long as they make the playoffs, so they're good. They're good. All we got to do is make the playoffs. Let Anthony Davis take his time, get all the way healthy, all the way. Don't try to rush back and do anything.
Question. So, are we going to start valuing Anthony Davis a little bit more now? Seeing that, without him, they have been all these overtime games, all these overtime games, losing games. Every game is a struggle. And then when he comes back and they start cooking again, do we say, man, AD is the most valuable guy on this team? Do we say that? Because it doesn't look like LeBron's the most valuable guy right now.
Say that if he haven't even played, he already missed 10 games. I would never say the most.
But when he comes back and they start to go, having long streaks of win streaks, what happens?
Well, I'm not going to say, well, what if LeBron was out and AD was just playing?
Give AD his credit. You see his value on the team by the way the Lakers are losing without him.
I love AD.
AD, the best player in the world.
But yeah, I give AD his credit. Of course, we miss AD. Who doesn't miss Anthony Davis, man? We want him back on the floor. We need him to win the championship for us to be a real contender. So 100%. Like, we need AD. We need to make a move. Honestly,
very true.
He needs to sit down or rest some in the playoffs or whatever. We need somebody else, for sure. So moving on to the next topic, guys. We just had the All-Star reserves announced. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to take a look at the All-Star reserves, okay? All right, guys, so we just finished taking a look at the All-Star reserves. So let's talk about it first. Who was snubbed out of the All-Star game? Of course, Devin Booker, he just swolls in last minute because Anthony Davis is out, so he's not a snub anymore. Who else do you see as snubbed from this All-Star? Let's name two.
Well, I was watching, one of the sports shows today, and they were talking about Sabonis, right? They said he was a snub. I haven't really been watching the Indiana Pacers this season, so I felt bad not really knowing about it. And then I started looking up the numbers and looking up the value of Sabonis and just start, he carrying that entire team. And I know it's in the East or whatever, but his numbers show that he should be an All-Star right now. And I don't know who I would take out, but if that was a snub, I seen yes, it was Sabonis. He was the one that, with his numbers, he's putting up 20 plus, he's putting up 8-9 rebounds, he got like six something assists, and he's holding it down for his team. So that's one snub for me.
Okay. Sabonis. At first I was definitely thinking, Devin Booker. Obviously he's in. But one other player on their team that I definitely, want to call out is DeAndre Ayton. Like, this guy's averaging, a double-double. They are, second in the West. And he's a key force on that team. Without DeAndre Ayton, I don't see them in that same position.
So you would say 3 people on the Suns will make the All-Star team?
Yeah, because his stats are better than the Rudy Gobert's, and they right behind him. I ain't trying to take no shot at Rudy Gobert, but this is the type of stuff.
Leave Jazz alone, bro. We ain't talking about Jazz right now.
Right,
Don't get him.
But if I had to take somebody out, it would be Rudy Gobert. I'm sorry, and then it would be DeAndre Ayton in. You can't take Chris Paul out, obviously, because he the point guy. They don't even know what the playoffs is without Chris Paul. And then you got Booker. You got to put him in. He's the leading scorer.
They were talking about, yeah, exactly. Like, and I have not been a real big Chris Paul fan over the years. And that's just honest. Because I felt like, he's been in the league. He doesn't get criticized enough for not winning. He's been in the league and he's played with some great players. You look at him and Melo, they're at the tail end and they have not won or even been to a championship. But I gotta give Chris Paul a lot of credit. Last year when he was on OKC, they were supposed to be a lottery team. We thought that was gonna be a lottery team. They were not only a playoff team, they were the 4th seed and took the Houston Rockets to 7 games. Okay. He gets traded and go over to the Suns. The Suns, who did not make the playoffs last year, although they did well in the bubble, didn't make the playoffs. Now the Suns are like the 5th seed, if I'm not mistaken. The 5th seed in the West right now. Like the value of Chris Paul is showing year after year and what he can do. And when he was on the Rockets, they went 7 games with the Warriors. So, obviously you got to, and like you said, you got to bring Chris Paul in there. And if I was to pick someone, if I had to pick someone to be in the All-Star game, I would have picked Chris Paul over Devin Booker, to be honest with you. And I think they chose that correctly.
Yeah. So
who
is your other snub? You got one more.
Am I tripping? But Trey Young not in the All-Star game, is he?
Trey Young is not in the All-Star game. That's a good call out right there. That's a good call out, especially for Julius Randle to be.
Ain't that crazy?
That is crazy. Julius Randle.
Trey Young is not in the All-Star game. Bruh, what are you doing? The disrespect. Trey Young scores 40 points every game. That's how I feel. That's how it looks, at least. Even if he doesn't score 40 points, it feels like he scored 40 points. But he is a show. He is Steph Curry Jr. And I feel like he's one of the best shooters in the NBA. And he's doing a really good job with the Atlanta Hawks, and I feel like he's box office. He's supposed to be there. Like it's like when you're thinking shooters, you're thinking point guards. Trey Young name is brought up. So yeah, maybe he's not starting, but you gotta have Trey Young at the All-Star game. So that's my snub.
Crazy. I'm gonna tell you what's a snub. A person who's in the All-Star game. For James Harden not to be a starter in the NBA All-Star game is just ridiculous. This guy right now is really, let's be honest, without KD, he's the best player on the Nets, right? He's running the show. He's basically averaging like triple-double since he's been over.
Who's the starting two? Who's the starting two guard?
The starting two.
What's the starters?
It is Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant. Who else?
Giannis.
See on my list.
Joel
Embiid.
We missing?
Bradley Beal. Yeah, there's no way Bradley Beal should be on there. I'm sorry.
What?
I don't care about.
I'm out. I'm leaving, bro. I'm out. No.
He in the All-Star game, but he's not gonna be a starter. Why would he be starting? And you just was taught. You literally called me yesterday and said you called me on Monday and said you couldn't wait to after the Lakers lost to the Wizards. This is you called me. You called me and said, "Oh, they the worst team in the whole NBA." Da, 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 da. So you saying he deserved to be a starter over James Harden?
They are.
So why would Bradley Beal deserve to be a starter over James Harden in the All-Star game?
First off, I guarantee you, if Bradley Beal played on the same team as Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, he'd be one of the best players in the league too.
Yeah,
but
he wouldn't be starting. He definitely wouldn't be starting in the All-Star game if he was playing on the same team as Kyrie Irving.
Yes, he would.
He would not.
Yes, he would. Easy buckets. First off, he's leading. I'm sure he's the top 3 leading the NBA in scoring. Yes. Bradley Beal should be starting. James Harden got a super team, so it's easier. Bradley Beal's struggling right now. He don't have a team. They don't know what they're doing over there in Washington. But all he knowing, he getting buckets every night.
You know what need to happen? They need to trade him to the Lakers.
That ain't gonna help with the rebounds. That's the Lakers' biggest problem. They don't rebound the ball. Like that jug is irritating. I watched this game. I'm just like, the Jazz just flying around. They just watching the ball. What's going on? Okay. I'm not focused. Bradley Beal should be starting. That was a good choice. Look at the numbers, all right?
I'm going with my man,
They chose correctly.
But this is the last topic, okay? Of course, all right? This is the last topic for today, and we're going to get out of here, okay? How excited are you to see Zion Williamson in his first All-Star game?
I am excited. I wish I was there. I don't know if Zion, is he gonna turn up? Like, is he really gonna be like, I'm dunking everything? I don't know. And Zion, he seems so chill until just the game time. But I feel like All-Star might just have fun, play around. It's not the competitive All-Star game like it used to be. Like, look, I'm trying to get this MVP, so I'm going out there. Or the second half, I'm playing for real. I would like to see Zion try to go off. But I'm excited to see him. I mean, he's well deserved, man. The guy comes in, he's just a great player, smooth. Man, yeah, I'm excited. He's definitely the future of the NBA. So yeah, let's get it. How you feeling?
Man, what? Zion All-Star game teamed up with Steph Curry and LeBron? Oh my God. Can you imagine Steph Curry coming down the middle court, LeBron on the wing, and Zion on the other? I'm excited.
That's not. Imagine being on a fast break and you defending like I see Steph right here, LeBron right here, and Zion right. Oh, you got it. You got it. I'm out the way.
So that's what I'm super excited about that, man. You get to see Zion in his first All-Star game. Congratulations, Zion Williamson, man. And I think just for that reason, since he is basically he's got to be the youngest All-Star out there. He's going to be moving at a different pace. He's going to have a little different sense of urgency. I feel like he's going to be like a kid in a candy store. He's going to be jumping higher than you've seen him jump in a while, like probably like high school Zion.
No, I don't think it's that, man. Zion got bigger since high school. But that dude is a freak of nature. He's so smooth around the basket. He got touch on all his layups. It's crazy, man. But I'm excited. I want to see LeBron James throw Zion an alley-oop. That's gonna be legendary right there. That's gonna be crazy.
Into the future. There you go. You go, young bud.
You passing that torch with the basketball?
He ain't doing that. LeBron ain't passing no torch yet. He's still gonna be out there.
No, LeBron gonna be MVP of the All-Star game. That's what's happen. I can call that right now. Right now, LeBron James be MVP of the All-Star game. And then you come call me bragging like, oh yeah, LeBron's the greatest ever. It was an All-Star game, bro. So let me just stop you. Let me just help you out right now because I know that's what's going to happen.
You trying to stop me from calling?
I'm definitely not going to answer your phone call. I'm not going to answer your phone call. When LeBron had 40 at half, I'm be like, no, I'm not answering Bobby calling me right now.
You silly. All right, y'all. That's it. We out. Facts over feelings. I'm Bobby Champion.
I'm Chris Staples. Tell Bobby to get out his feelings, bro. I'm telling you, the Utah Jazz is here to stay. They win in the championship. You heard it here first. Don't look like that.
Hey,
Don't look like that.
Write in the comments. Right down there. Get in the comments. Get in the comments. Tell Chris he crazy.
Right there. I told y'all, Utah Jazz, they going to the championship. I don't know about winning, but they going to the championship. They will beat the Lakers if it came down to a series. They got it figured out. They do. They got it. They got their number.
We out here, y'all. We out.
Let's go. We out.
Stack the money, make it multiply. Yellow, white, gold, can't decide. Came to conquer, we don't divide. I'm a king, do it for the pride. Up in